Hello again everyone, this is Max, and this is going to be the second video in my little three-part TvP opening sampler thing. So this week I'm doing 3 TvP openings that I like to use that transition well into the bio style with Marine Marauder Medevac and then Ghost Viking. So this is the most standard 2 racks. Most of you have probably had experience with this build or seen it done by someone else. Polt liked to do this on a stream a while ago. He did it in almost every TvP regardless of the map. It's better on a smaller map like Shattered Temple. It's not so good on a large map like Tal'Darim, but as Polt showed, it's doable. So it's a very safe build. That's why he used it. I use eBay here just to position my mouse so that I can get the barracks down right away. But of course, you want to put your depot down at 10. Walling off is not always necessary, but I just do it because it is a little bit of a safer play. And then at 12 supply, you get your barracks. Now you don't have to get your gas at 13 with this build. You have plenty of gas if you get it at 14 like I did here. I got that extra SCV a little bit earlier. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you the perfect amount of gas, which is 50 gas right as your first Marine comes out, so you can get the reactor down. So after this barracks finishes, you're going to of course get your orbital command and a Marine. And against protoss, you usually don't have the scout very early unless there's something you're looking for specifically. So you can delay that scout if you'd like to. Before you get your depot, your second barracks is actually going to go down here. You can hide it. I put it in plain sight, but if you'd like to, you can hide it here. That's a good place to do it, or maybe up here. Just so that if a probe comes, he might not see it right away. Now as that Marine finishes up, you're going to want to get that reactor down, then build a depot right away. Getting the depot down right now is very important because it's going to allow you to get your units out on time with no supply block. Now this build is best against a protoss who has fast expand. It's going to allow you to put some pressure on him early. And possibly take out the Nexus if you are aggressive and bring a few SCVs with the attack. It's also very good against a Protoss 1 base play. It'll allow you to defend most all-ins. If you scout properly that they're coming, you don't get caught out of position. As the second barracks finishes up, you're going to want to get that tech lab immediately, and when the reactor's done, of course, start 2 Marines right away. And from this point, you're going to be building constant supply depots, one after the other. So you can use the same SCV to do it if you like. I like to hotkey my SCV that's building things. When the tech lab finishes up, you're going to want to get a Marauder and Concussive Shell right away. You're going to have the money for it, so you want to start both of them at the same time. As you can see there, I just started another depot with that same SCV. Make sure you're doing constant SCV production, and then you're just going to build 2 Marines and 1 Marauder at a time. So with your SCV scout, you're basically looking for whether he is doing a 1 base play or whether he is fast expanding. If he's fast expanding, then you're going to want to push out to normal time. If he's doing a 1 base play, it might actually be better for you to cut unit production and get your expansion down faster. That way you can have the unit building capacity with the 2 barracks to defend a lot of Protoss play, but you also get your expansion down to be ahead in the macro game.
Research.
So as you can see, the Concussive Shell finishes, and most players start Stim right now. There are alternatives where you would start Concussive Shell, but right at this point, you're going to want to move out with these Marines and the 2 Marauders. You can bring like 3 SCVs if you want to really do damage. Bringing 5 SCVs is a good number, but 3 is just good as a standard thing, just so you can put a bunker or 2 down to help you in the attack. You're going to rally behind the first units you move out. You're going to rally those 2 barracks and keep producing 2 Marines and a Marauder at a time. At this point, you can either throw down a factory and a gas right there if you want to go more all in, but usually what you'll see is players will expand. So right here, pretend there's a Nexus there. If you place bunkers like this and they're right up against the Nexus, you can use it as a wall, as I'm doing here, which will keep the Protoss units from getting a surround on you, especially Zealots. So that's a really good strategy to do if you're banking on taking down the Nexus, which can be actually pretty easy to do if he's not prepared. So at this point, I'm going to expand, just because my money is getting kind of high. You can cut units for a little bit to expand. It's not a big deal. And then after the expansion goes down, players usually like to get their factory and their second gas just about as fast as possible. I bring my SCVs back. Let's just pretend that I either killed the Nexus or I had to pull back and I did a bunch of damage with my units, but I'm going to play a little bit more defensive now. So I'm just rallying units there just as a place to put them because we're not playing against an opponent again in this game, just so I can show you the pure build order. And you guys are going to have to figure out how to micro and complete the build order correctly at the same time, which is, there's no real guide that I can give you to do that. That just comes with practice of multitasking. So you want to get your factory and gas down at the same time. Sorry, a little late telling you that, but you saw it go down. And you can add a third barracks after that, but a lot of players, what they like to do, I think, I'm actually not sure if this is a standard thing, so I shouldn't say a lot of players like to do it, but it tends to work out, at least for me, that you throw down a couple barracks at the same time when you start getting a little bit more money. So you go up to 4. If you have killed the Nexus, you definitely want to be scouting that over and over again. Leave a Marine behind if you pull back. Send an SCV in every once in a while. You want to make sure you know if he's going all in from that, because protoss can transition into a 4-gate, or even some kind of tech play like DT if they've already started getting a lot of gas. So it's kind of dangerous. You're going to want to put bunkers at your expansion. Sometimes they'll even go for an immortal bust. But you want to make sure that, of course, you're safe at all times. So if you don't see a new Nexus start pretty fast, and expect very, very aggressive play and play extremely defensively. When your factory is done, of course, get a starport and a reactor. You're going to swap those like I just did here and start 2 medevacs. And you can go ahead and get your eBay. You're going to want to get your eBay earlier if you suspect some kind of one-base play is coming, because it could be a Warp Prism DT, it could be lots of different things that you're going to need a turret for. When the medevacs come out, that's usually when you want to go ahead and do some kind of aggressive push, assuming that he has expanded again. I'm going to go ahead and throw down my 2 barracks there. That's going to give me a little bit more unit production as the game goes on, and as I get ready to take my 3rd base. It's nice to do some drop plays, so I'm just sort of showcasing something you might want to do here. But yeah, you have Stim, you have your combat shield, and concussive shell. So with these medevacs, you have the potential to do a lot of damage because it's likely that he won't have any splash damage units out yet, like Colossus and High Templar with Storm. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed these little TvP opening samplers. And there's one more, which is the 1 Rax FE. So go check that out. Thanks for watching.